Sankirtana Yaga ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavati Ratamashlaki. Today we're reading Srimad-Bhagavatam. We'll continue. Canto 5, Chapter 19, Text 14. Idam hi Yogeshwaram Yoga Naipunam Hiranyagarbho Bhagavan Jagada Yat Antakale Tvai Nirgune Mano Bhaktya Dadhito Jyahita Dushkale Varaha. I'll read by myself. Idam hi Yogeshvara Yoga Naipunam Hiranyagarbha Bhagavan Jadayat Yadanta Kale Tvai Nirgune Mano Bhaktya Dadhiyata Dushkale Vara. Idam, this, he, certainly, Yoga Ishvara, O my Lord, Master of all mystic power, Yoga Naipunam, the expert process of executing yogic principles. Hiranyagarbha, Lord Brahman, Bhagavan, the most powerful, Jagada, spoke, Yat, which, Antaikale, at the time of death, Tvai, in you, Nirgune, the transcendentals, Manaha, the mind, Bhaktya, with a devotional attitude, Dadhita, one should place, Ujita Dushkale Varaha, having given up his identification with the material body. Translation and purport. He is divine grace of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O my Lord, Master of all mystic yoga, this is the explanation of the yogic process spoken by Lord Brahman, Hiranyagarbha, who is the self-realized. At the time of death, all yogis give up the material body with full detachment simply by placing their minds at your lotus feet. That is perfection of yoga. That is perfection of yoga. O my Lord, Master of all mystic yoga, this is the explanation of the yogic process spoken by Lord Brahman, who is the self-realized. At the time of death, all yogis give up the material body with a full detachment simply by placing their minds at your lotus feet. That is perfection of yoga. Purport. Srila Madhvacharya says, Yasyasyam Bhagavati Yanam Bhakti Tattvaya Cha Nishchitas Tasya Moksha Syat Sarva Papa Kritopitu. For one who has very seriously practiced devotional service during his lifetime, in order to understand the constitutional position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, liberation from this material world is guaranteed, even if he has previously been addicted to sinful habits. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Api chet sudaracharo bhajate mam ananya bhag sadureva samantavya samyak vyavyasato hisa. Even if one commits the most abominable action, if he engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated. Bhagavad Gita 9:30. The only purpose of life is to be fully absorbed in thoughts of Krishna and his form, pastimes, activities, and qualities. If one is able to think of Krishna in this way 24 hours a day, he is already liberated. Swarupena Yavasthiti. Whereas materialists are absorbed in material thoughts and activities, devotees, on the contrary, are always absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna and Krishna's activities. Therefore, they are already on the platform of liberation. One has to think of Krishna with full absorption at the time of death, when he will certainly return home back to Godhead, without a doubt. One has to think of Krishna with full absorption at the time of death, when he will certainly return to home, back to Godhead, without a doubt. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gnanandana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Jnana Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Madhavishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamakyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishta Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyamane Pracharya. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama. It is said that the Lord is Yogeshwara, it's master of all mystic yoga, all mysticism, the source of everything. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajanti mam buddha bhava samavita. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says about himself that I am the source of spiritual and material world. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. It's in the second chapter, in second canto of Srimad-Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada says in several comments that for Prakrita Bhakta, it is need to understand all potencies of the Lord, to understand his external pastimes, his greatness, about how he emanates all cosmic manifestation. Like for Prakrita Bhakta, for the beginners in the path of Bhakti, is necessary to understand how great the Lord is before he will begin with pastimes of 10th canto Srimad-Bhagavatam. This is Sambandha, like to understand who Lord is for us. Because it is said is that everything is emanating from the Lord. By the sweet will of the Lord, everything is emanating. Whatever He desires, there is no obstacle from His desires. But there is a big difference when we trying to desire something. There is a lot of obstacles in our lives when we desire something. Mostly if you are not so rich and you desire something, you need to suffer, you need to work, you need to spend a lot of time to get the fruit of your desire. But for the Lord, it doesn't any problem to desire something, and it's immediately just a thought, and immediately He manifests what He desires. He wanted to manifest the cosmic manifestation, and in his dream, in Yoga Nidra, everything is manifesting perfectly. But what manifesting when we are sleeping? What desires? It's nothing, it's only Tamarud. It's the big difference between us and his desires and his power. In his sweet will is ultimate source of everything that exists. Therefore, he is Yogeshwara. He is the source, he is the master of all mystic yoga, mystic power. The yogis on his path, their path, they want to obtain siddhis, but it takes a lot of lifetimes, usually, to take some siddhis. But devotees, they desire just to hear about Krishna, about his mystic powers, and that gives satisfaction for them. They don't need anything, just to hear about Krishna. Like Rupa Goswami says, I want millions of tongues and millions of ears to chant and to hear about sweet pastimes of the Lord. This is the taste of real Bhakta, Vaishnava. Machitam agata pranam, bondayata parasparam, kathayantas chamam nityam, tushyanti cha ramanti cha. This is the satisfaction. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell into me. Their lives are surrendered to me, and they derive real satisfaction and bliss, enlightening one another and conversing about me. Enlightening one and another. There is a great happiness just discussing with each other about Krishna. How Lord just lifted the Govardhan hill. It will be in the autumn. It will be in this pastime when we'll chant about Krishna. Hare Krishna. How Lord, by just a sweet will, he lifted the Govardhan hill with the small finger of the left hand, and with all potency, Indradev tried to harm him or the living entities from Vrindavan. And even a small leaf from the tree couldn't be touched by him. It's only by the will of the Lord. It's only part of his power. He just showed to Indra that he is not simply Gopa. He is the Supreme Lord. In this material world, people attach to be a griot. The simple people, yogis, they want to be very griot. The jnani want to be a god. But bhaktas, the devotees, they want to be Nadhanam Najanam Nasandarim Kavitam Vam Jagadishas Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmanishwari Bhavatat Bhaktira Haitukitvayi. Like Lord Chaitanya, he showed an example what real devotees they want. Oh Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire a beautiful woman, nor do I want to any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. They don't want reputation, wealth, opposite sex, even liberation. They just want devotional service to the Lord. There is interesting thing that devotees cannot be proud even for her or his love for the God of God in perfect stage of the love. Because the love is simply gift of Krishna. We may say that it's our constitutional position that we love to the God, but who gave us this position? It's Krishna's will. By Krishna's will, we can obtain something. Some small step in our path of bhakti is by His mercy. We can only desire for that, but it's for His mercy. His person, and He has own desires. And when we influenced by three modes of nature, how is this verse in Bhagavad Gita? Prakriti gunai sarva karma sarva shana. That we think that we're doing something, but it's three modes of nature. And the same thing when we think what we're trying to obtain the love, it's will be in these three modes of nature. It's but His desire. Whatever wealth we have is Krishna's wealth. Whatever health we have, whatever we will have, what we have, it's all by His mercy and His desire. It's our internal position. Krishna, He is Swarat. He has all independence. But we are minute, we are small part and parcel of Him. And we have only small free will. He already gave us. It's His mercy that we have this free will, some independence. He gave us some power to know Him and this free will. And this path of bhakti is very simple. That we're applying our free will to serve Him and to please Him. In every action, in every word, in every thought, we take our free will and we're trying to serve through the Lord. It's very simple. We'll speak a little bit about the power of habits that here the Srila Prabhupada says about some activities, about whereas materialists are absorbed in material thoughts and activities, devotees, on the contrary, are always absorbed in thoughts of Krishna and Krishna's activities. We know how habits can influence on people, how control their minds, how people usually degrade. Nobody has the taste of alcohol or drugs from the birth. They obtaining this taste step by step, and the person who tastes, it's very bitter. This taste of alcohol, it's very, nobody likes that. But step by step, they obtaining some taste of that, and even very, how to say, very disgusting drink can be very sweet for them when they starting to drink that. And the same for the beginners on the path of bhakti. The 16 rounds can be very bitter, like a jaundice who has this sick jaundice, very sweet things like halwa or something like that. It can be very bitter. And for us, at 16 rounds, it can be very bitter. 4 rounds done, 12 to go. And you know, it's just the mind is it's suffering. But it's step by step you obtain this taste of the holy name. Krishna giving this taste. We are not obtaining. Krishna cleans our heart and gives little taste. Yam yam api vapi smaram bhavam kyanti te kalevaram tam tam avanti kaunteya sudatat bhava bhavita. It's the main aim of this commentary. It's whatever state of being one remembers, when he quits his body, a son of Kunti, what state he will attain without a fail. So Prabhupada says that whatever thought about what we think will obtain. The main thing is absorption here. So Prabhupada, the hell of commentary, this purport, he said about absorption of the Krishna and Krishna's activities. Because if the person absorbed in Krishna's thoughts, in Krishna's activities, he or she, they obtain that. But even if in the end of our life, it will be hundreds of devotees around us, chanting the holy names, it will help or not. It may help. Because the main thing is bhava, smaram bhava. Bhava means that it's states of consciousness, it's this absorption about what we think, about what we thought, the whole our life, what taste we try to stimulate to grow this taste. in the end of our life, when Kapha, Pitta, well, all these doshas will rising and very, it was the verse what Srila Prabhupada was very about Kapha, Pitta, that Lord, one Vaishnava was praying that when this Kapha, Pitta, Vayu will be very disturbed in the end of life, the Vaishnava was praying that Lord will give him remembers about him, will give the opportunity to think about the Lord. That's why we, during our service, during our chanting, it's our main service, we try to grow this absorption. Because what the difference between mechanical chanting, for example, or mechanical puja, or mechanical doing some service like robots do, they can do much better than the person, like the man. It's that we giving our emotional, our love, our senses, our heart to this service, to something. This is the main thing. That we're trying to do the best what we can. Even Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati in the end of his pastimes, it was one Vaishnava who was chanting before his disappears from the world, and he was very good kirtaniya. He one of the best kirtaniyas of his disciples. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati just said that he asked for another devotee who maybe wasn't so good in vocal qualities, but he has the love for his spiritual master, and he has the taste of holy name. This is the main thing. We may have or not the vocal, some qualities and some skills, but if we're absorbed in the holy name and the pastimes of Krishna, it will help us. In this chapter, Shigornitai ki jai. The knowledge of self-realization. There is a chapter about how it's in English, the art of death, something like that. Srila Prabhupada says that we need to learn how to. It's our main aim in life to learn how to die. It's our main, because nobody knows how many minutes we have, how many hours or days or years we have. So Prabhupada says in purport in the, I think it first canto, that Maharaja Parikshit knew that he has 7 days, but we don't know if we have even 7 minutes or 7 seconds. He knew for sure that it will be 7 days. That's why we don't need to spend time for some mechanical service, mechanical japa chanting, mechanical something, what we do. We don't need to spend time for that. We need to grow and to grow our absorption in the service, to give all our emotion. That's why we dance during the kirtan, because we give our all emotions to Krishna. Somebody of the seniors said that, maybe Shobhavada, I don't know. If the person don't dance during the kirtan, he will born a tree on the next, maybe somewhere near by the temple, but maybe there is some questions or additional comments.
Thank you very much for that. Matter list of important things that if they achieve something, it's because of me. And if they fail in something, in their activities, endeavors, they think, oh, it's because of government, or it's my neighbor, or it's my wife, or it's my husband, or it's because of children, they disturb me, and or these calamities, bad weather in Finland, or something like that. So how devotees should think?
I just listened a class of my Guru Maharaj saying that it's very, how it said, unpleasant truth, or the very bitter medicine to take this pill, that it's our own karma, our past activities, what influence on this situation. Because we can speak about that it's karma, but when the situation comes, we immediately trying to find some other persons who influence on this situation. There's the government, the other devotees, and it's their tamagun, the rajas, and something like that. Devotees ever think that it's his pastimes, but pastimes that he done, and Krishna gave only the small part of his karma. I don't know how to explain better. That's why we have this Sambandha, these books of Srila Prabhupada, but he gave us this understanding that we are the spiritual souls, and we had the other lifetimes, and Krishna gives the opportunity to rise some taste for him and the pastimes, and sorry for the main thing that it's very 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 hard to accept that it's not because of me. That's something going wrong. Or to accept that it's because of me something happening. Like in the beginning of the class, we were speaking about that even the love of God or some growing up in the path of bhakti, it's not because of us. It's because of Vaishnavas, of mercy, the blessings of Vaishnavas who are around us, the blessings of my Guru Maharaj, the blessings of Krishna, Panchatattva, and all parampara. That's how devotee thinks. It's not because of me. This is full surrendering to its humble state of mind. It's not because of me. And the thing, when we distribute book, how devotees, senior devotees, giving the understanding how devotees think. If this person took the book, it's by the mercy of the Lord and senior devotees. If he didn't, it's because of my
Fallen state of
yes, because of me. I didn't try all my best to give this book. This is the understanding of Vaishnava. And he never thinks about that he is something great, like yogis. They want to be very great, or they want to be a god that influence on some situation. And he took the book or not. It's not in our free will, in our will. But devotee, he just praying to the Lord that this person, a lot of Vaishnava who distribute books, they praying, they just speak with the person, but in the mind they are praying for him very deeply that he will obtain like this, to take this book. Some of the devotees, even they put the tilak already in the mind of some person. They speak and he sees the tilak. He already think about this person like a devotee. Hare Krishna. Maybe you add something.
Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He was a great astrologer. One of those he was greatest astrologer in his youth. But then he gave it up. And then the devotees used to ask him, so what will happen in the future? And he would say, yeah, it may happen if Krishna wishes so. So in every situation he was saying, Krishna wishes so. He was always dependent on the Lord. One of the symptoms of surrender, Lord is always dependent on the Lord. At the same time, when we put some already didn't understood, we had a fence around the golden tribe. The fence came 2 years ago. And I was like, what? How you can put Lord in a cage? Like in prison. He's like in prison. What is this? And then His Holiness Srimad-Bhagavatam Swami was answering to that, said, yes, Pujari, he feels very obliged, like great responsibility to protect the Lord. He even ready to like sacrifice his life. It's not like Lord can protect himself, but Lord feels that this is his service to become very responsible. So that's how we should become responsible in our service.
So Prabhupada, one of his opponents on the conversation, he said, oh, you made such big fence around your temple, and it's so big temple, it's like a prison. And so Prabhupada said, yes, but it's opposite. The fence, it's the prison, it's outside of this building. And the free zone, like it's inside.
They also have fence. So.
Yeah. It's outside. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad-Bhagavatam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Premanande.
Vilas Bihari Prabhu ki.